Welcome to Rock and Roll Damnation. Tonight I've got DC from Snake Bite Whisky out of Queensland joining us to talk all things Rock is Not Dead Festival at the Koala Tavern in Brisbane on February 1. How are you, DC?
Good man, good. Thanks for having us.
Not a
Yeah, pumped.
problem.
Pumped.
Not a problem. So let's start off. For those that aren't aware of who Snake Bite Whisky are, tell us a little bit about the band, its brand of rock and roll, and give us a brief history.
Cool, man. Yeah. The band's been going for a bit over 10 years now. Very much um a, a throwback to the 80s style rock, just raw, balls to the wall, just give it everything we got. Just so passionate about the energy and the vibe that was sort of kicking around back then. We've got two guitarists in the band this year. So the band's previously been a one guitar band, but we're now a two guitar band. So sounds just monstrous, massive. Just bringing that vibe, that rock energy. Lots of riffs, lots of headbanging, lots of sing-alongs. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, we're a good time band, that's for sure.
I've seen you guys before, and I think the last time I saw the band was as a four piece. And I believe you
Yep.
joined in February of 24, and I think I might have seen them maybe their last gig as a four piece.
Okay.
So, and I'm loving what I'm hearing from the new song Tombstone Blues. And you're right, you know, there's a new level of energy, and it really does throw back to that two twin guitar sound of the 80s, and the stuff that we all grew up on. Um, what other changes to the band have been happening, and how does that make the band different?
Yeah, just new energy. So, having two guitars replace, one guitar just brings new vibe, new energy, but still keeping that foundational roots of what makes Snake Bite. I think that's important. And that's certainly all of the new songs that we're writing now for album number 3 really have kind of that essence of that ultra high energy of what makes a band great, but a little bit of that, a little bit of a flavor of what you hear in Tombstone Blues, with a bit more of that riff, bit more of that bluesy rock vibe, but still with that energy. So I think, we're onto a winner. We're really, really looking forward to sharing new stuff with people this year. Um, Last year was, my first year in the band, and I really, just kind of jumped on for the ride and just had an amazing time, just getting to know the boys, traveling the world. We just got back from Japan, did 5 killer shows there, which was amazing, and really gelling as a unit now, and just putting on an incredible show, and that's kind of our kind of mantra, is just leave it all on the stage every time. We should be carried off if we've done our job right, and then adding in new songs, new flavor, new energy, as we go through. Everyone's super excited. Everyone's playing at the top of their game. We had a great 2024, as first year with a new lineup after a long history of the band, and everyone's super excited to take that into 2025 and build on the progress we've made. New album, new tours. We're trying to work on putting together a US tour at the moment, which will be huge. Just keep the rock and roll train as on the rails as we can keep it.
Mm. I mean, I love the new fuller sound of the band. I got to admit, it really does have that crunch and that punch to it, and it reminds me of those bands that sort of just bubbled at the level. And I think maybe this could be the time for a resurgence of that sound. I think there's been a little bit of a distance from what became a washed out hair metal scene, where some of the purer rock and roll bands from the day, the Salty Dogs and the Rock City Angels and all of those underground guys, that the Jet Boys, that just bubbled at the surface and never really quite took hold. Your sound is really reminiscent of that era, and that's the stuff that I absolutely love. So I'm super excited to hear what you guys come up with. Has there been any interest from labels with the new songs?
Yeah, look, we've definitely had a few conversations with people. We've kind of chopped around labels over the years. The band has. the focus very much at the moment is to build out that third album, because we really think we've got something powerful to say, and we've got some music to put into the world that we think will get heads banging. And if we're kind of working on that internally at the moment, and get that to the point where we're all, high-fiving each other and knowing that we've got something special. And then that's the next step, is really to take that out and use the label support really for promotion and getting the name out there. Like you say, like, yes, there's an older vibe, say, to the band and the music, but we're also very aware of modern sound and what's out there, and where music's heading, and genre bending and all sorts of stuff that's sort of happening in the music scene at the moment, which we love as well. But I think there's a bunch of diehards out there just craving, that raw, visceral kind of rock, and that's not at all pretentious and not trying to be something it's not. It's just, we just love music. We're all students of rock. We love it. And when we've got these new elements together in the band, when we come together, when we play, it's kind of flowing really easily. I'm kind of new to this, and I thought it would be much harder than it was to write new music. But I think that's testament to the other boys in the band. Everyone's playing great, everyone's vibing great, and so riffs are flowing, ideas are flowing, melodies are flowing, cool hooks are flowing. I think our job, for the next few months is really to capture that, get that into people's faces, get that into their ears, and hit the road and spread the message of Snakebite and what we're all about.
Now, obviously, when you talk about rock and roll, this is the reason we're talking, is Rock Is Not Dead Festival. How did you guys come to be involved in being a part of the lineup?
That's a great question. How did we become involved? I just think Snakebite has we're just part of that Brisbane scene, have been for a long time. There's buzz around new lineup, there's buzz around new songs. I think that's why the guys reached out to us and said, "Hey, can you fill out this lineup and help put on an incredible show?" And sounds like a damn good time to us. So we certainly threw ourselves at it. Just having a group of people passionate about a scene and wanting to put their heart and soul and energy into putting on a big show, which is it's a huge undertaking to put on such a big sort of full afternoon and evening festival, with coordinating all those bands and promotion and media and tickets and getting everyone kind of hyped and pumped about it. So it's a big undertaking. So we just gravitate to passion. So if there's people out there throwing their heart and soul at something that is rock and roll related, then sign us up. We'll be there. We'll be the first ones there, and we'll certainly be the last ones to leave. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, from a band like yourselves, I mean, you've been around for a little while now, but how important is it to be involved in just such a completely organic, independent, homegrown type of festival that's looking to, I guess, bring rock music back to the forefront, and to get some people to take notice of it again?
Yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. Look, we go to all the big shows, we go to all the big festivals. We're there. We love music. It's in our blood. But all of those big headliner bands, those huge big tours that get put on around the world, they all started with something like Rock Is Not Dead. Those bands need that platform. Bands need a platform to be able to play. And just as much as the bands need a platform to be able to hone their craft and become, the bands of the future that are gonna rock stadiums, the punters need that too. So the people need to come and see that and connect with that and grow with the bands, grow with the artists as they're getting bigger. And you kind of don't know what you don't know, and it's very easy to get pigeonholed these days into music that an algorithm feeds you. But if you just go out and go to a show that you may not know any of the bands on the lineup, you may know one, but you might not know another 4 or 5 or 6, then you might find your favorite band in that lineup. It's all about discovery. And, we used to do that at record stores. You'd go there, you'd flip through all the CDs, or albums or CDs or tapes or whatever. And you'd be like, that album cover looks cool. And you'd whack it on, or you'd even just buy it and you'd go home and you'd go on this incredible sense of discovery. We've lost that. That doesn't exist anymore. You're fed what your algorithm tells you should be listening to, and that's cool as well, because it's opened up a whole bunch of new music, and consuming music is much easier. But I miss those days of flicking through, going down to a record store or CD store and finding something I didn't know. And the way to do that now is to go to shows that are unsuspecting, or not just a band just because you've heard of. Come down, meet the bands, have a good time, have a beer with a guitar player and talk about amps. Like that's becoming part of a scene. Like, that's connecting with music. And I think that's really important these days. And I'm really excited for Rockers Not Dead to be able to do that. And I think that is the type of show with what I'm talking about, where the bands, I'm chatting to all the other guys in all the bands, and everyone is so hungry for this show. Everyone's wanting to give it their absolute all, put on the show of their life, and really blow people away. And I really just want people to put the remote down, get up, come out, have a damn good time. Come party.
I guess the really cool thing for me, from the perspective from where I sit, is that not only do I know Shane and Pablo and love what they do and how they started as a community-based page, just getting people to either rediscover, completely discover new bands, or revisit the heyday of rock and roll. Their attention to detail in looking for homegrown talent is incredible. And I just think that they're on the cusp of something. And I love also hearing the passion from every band that I've spoken to that's on the bill. It's shared. Everybody has that same mindset, that same end goal. And it's so refreshing to hear and see. And I think there are a lot of people in the industry that should actually take notice, I think, of this festival, especially as being, the beginning of something bigger. And I know that Pablo and the team want to, take this to bigger levels again. So thank you for being a part of it. I love hearing your passion as well for what you do.
Yeah, being in a band is really hard. It's a lot of work. And while you're on the journey to, becoming Motley Crue or whoever, it's a hard slog. So you have to love it. So, and that's what I have loved about my journey in Snake Bite Whisky so far, is all the bands that we've played with, and getting to meet people and hang out and just share that in that love of music. It's music can be a personal thing where you've got your headphones on while you're commuting to work, or you're just sitting at home with your feet up. But when you come out and connect with it and connect with the people who are making it, it's so much more rewarding. It really is.
Absolutely. Now, going back to Rockers Not Dead, who is on the bill that you are excited to see that you may not have seen, or that is also going to be a good time?
Yeah, look, there's everyone's. I've been through everyone's music. I'm super excited. I haven't seen any of the bands. We did play with Rejects just before Christmas. Those guys can shred. There's some serious riffs there. His voice is off the charts as well. So just connecting with those guys again. I'm really looking forward to that. Avalanche, a band I haven't seen before. Obviously, they're gonna close us out. So I'm looking forward to putting down my guitar and grabbing a whiskey and really enjoying the shit out of their show. That's going to be fun. Heaps of buzz about Goatzilla too. Those guys are doing awesome things, and everyone seems to have some new music coming out too, which is really exciting. There's I think that's what's good about this lineup, is that there's no one here resting on their laurels. There's no one here, just who have some cool songs and they're just out, rolling out the songs they've played forever. Everyone here is, out for world domination and really wanting to kick some serious goals. So that passion, that hunger, that drive, that should really come across to everyone that comes out.
Now, the Snake Bite Whisky set, will we hear new music in the set? Will we hear stuff that hasn't been out there yet?
Yeah, good question. Maybe there's definitely. I think it's safe to say that Tombstone Blues will get a run. That's certainly a song that we love playing, and doesn't matter where we play it, people seem to pick up the sing along pretty much by verse number one. So that's always a good sign. So that'll get a run. There's a few songs we've been playing that haven't been in the set for quite some time. Some older tracks that we've dug out and modernized a bit. So that certainly have a new lease with the two guitar attack. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, we're working hard at new stuff. So we'll see how readily those songs get finished.
Any idea when we might see album three?
Yeah, it definitely will be this year. We haven't put a self-imposed deadline on it because we want it to be amazing. So it's coming together faster than we probably thought it would. So it's just the time to record it and make sure it's right. You know, let the songs breathe a little bit too. We don't want to rush it. We want to give the songs some daylight. Make sure that before we commit them, you know, well, they're not finished till they're finished. But once they are and they're out in the world, that's it. So we're pretty proud of the two albums that are out already, and you know we want to maintain that energy, maintain that legacy, and really give people something that will melt their faces and just create a lot of buzz.
Awesome. And I think just in wrapping this up, we don't want it to go too long because we want to leave a bit of mystery for the evening, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be mystery. There'll be intrigue. There'll be fun. There'll be energy. There'll be all sorts of shenanigans. That's for sure.
Awesome. I look so forward to it. Just before we do go, this is your chance to plug whatever you want regarding Snake Bite Whisky, whether it's
Yep.
merch, whatever. Happy to throw all the links in. But do you have
Yeah.
a message for rock and roll fans?
Yeah. Look, there's huge things coming from Snake Bite Whisky this year. So definitely jump on to our Instagram's a good one. Facebook's a good one. You know, we've obviously got a bunch of live stuff out on the YouTube channel. Our music videos are on the YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with Snake Bite Whisky, come and check it out. Become a fan, learn the songs, come out to a show, have a whiskey with us, rock out like you've never rocked out before. And we assure you, we will reward you with bigger and better shows, bigger and better songs, and just a damn good time. That's for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, DC. And we
No
will
worries.
see you at Rock's Not Dead.
Hell yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks.